After a couple months speculation, the rumors appear to be true. PlayStation 4.5, codenamed the Neo, appear to be coming in Q4 of this year. Let's look at what this means for developers and, most importantly, you and I as consumers. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Boss Fellow Show.
Well,
I am Adam Ronan.
and I am Neo. Enter the Matrix. TJ combo.
Choose your pill.
I like to party.
What's up, guys? So yeah, today we're going to talk about the PlayStation 4.5,
Yep,
PlayStation
4.5. Yep.
Neo, PlayStation 4K, known by many names.
Yep. And the reason we're talking about it is
Diesel
because there's maybe some issues with this too.
There's a lot of
This
issues,
is
I
not
think.
just like an upgraded console.
No, it's not an upgraded console. Basically, they're taking a console, remaking it slightly better, selling two models of it.
Right.
So
Now that's happened in the past, right? Like we've always seen like the PlayStation Slim, or we've seen like a new version with a new board, for example. Like Xbox had the Falcon board, which was a cooler running board. But it didn't cause a split.
it didn't cause a split because
Yeah.
they were essentially the same systems.
Exactly. Yep.
So here, the rumors have been going for a while, as you know, but PlayStation, it's all but confirmed, is coming out with a upgraded thing. And we've talked about this in previous videos, but the problem is this is probably going to come out in Q4 of this year, and I'll get into my theories on why that is later on in the video, but the rumor has it that they're going to have two models, the base model, which is the PlayStation 4 that you and I have now,
Currently owned. Yep.
and then the PlayStation Neo, for lack of a better word, because that's what they're calling it, which is, you know, upgraded specs and stuff.
Right, and now typically the ones that have upgraded specs, if you don't currently own a PS4, that's usually when people like to get into it. They're like, oh, I don't want like the first run of the system.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until the new one comes out and I'm gonna purchase the upgraded version. And there's a lot of times where that's a really good, it's a solid choice.
Yeah.
It's better in terms of efficiency. It usually has a nice price break because they were able to develop it a little easier. But this one comes with some weird caveat that we haven't seen before, and that's the development for this. It's almost like two different systems.
Yeah,
completely.
and you know, there's probably some NDAs that are signed, but obviously developers know about it, and you know, they have it. They're probably working with it. So that's another reason we can confirm this is probably happening, because some developers spoke up about it, saying this
They were angry.
sucks. You know,
Yeah,
this is
they're
not
super
cool.
angry.
Because ideally, this means they have to develop two versions of every game.
Right.
One to work on the base model, one to work on the Neo.
And that's going to be really difficult in terms of a development team, because now you have to double your resources, right? Which
Yeah.
is going to in turn put up more cost. And then they're not going to make as much, and they're not going to be encouraged to make games.
Exactly. And some of you might be saying, but Timmy, what are the specs?
Let's take a look at the rumored specs that we've seen so far.
These are not confirmed, but this is what it is looking to have.
I said rumored. I said the rumor. I got rumors.
Rumors.
You like rumors? I got some rumors.
I'll show you some rumors.
Rumors. Rumor.
It's not a rumor. Let's take a brief look at the rumored specs for the Neo. A 1.3 times power boost in the 8 Jaguar cores, clocked at 2.1 gigahertz. 36 improved GCN compute units at 911 megahertz. 24% more bandwidth and 512 megabytes more usable memory. That's already adding on to the powerhouse that the PlayStation 4 already is.
So the specs look cool, right?
They're
And,
cool.
and you look at it and you're like, all right, I like upgrades. I always want things to be faster, because it is talking about the potential of having some more stable frame rates, right? Some improved graphic capabilities, all the way up to this many Ks. And that's a lot of them.
That's a lot of Ks.
Right?
And what concerns me right now is because 4K to me is still in its infancy as of its consumer stages, because not a lot of people can afford a 4K TV. Although they are getting every year lower and lower in cost, it's still not a norm. We all still have 1080p TVs.
I do, yeah.
And they've been talking about, well, this will upscale 1080p games to, you know, Ultra HD, which is just 4K, another way of saying 4K.
Right.
But, you know, who's got the 4K TVs? Which, if you don't have it and you want the Neo, that's just potentially a $2,500 system.
Right. So you're going to go out and you're going to spend all of this money in there, right? But the problem is from the developer side of things. And the developers are basically being told that they have to create two separate versions of a game. And the 4.5 has the capability to do things that the PS4 cannot, because of its enhanced features. The enhanced features that make it look prettier. The reason that we would spend, say, $2,500. But they're saying that they can't be exclusive to the 4.5.
Yep.
They almost have to have like a backwards compatible version, which is going to almost feel like a weird downscaled version to me.
It really
a PS4
will.
version. Like, I'm like, well, I'm a PS4, it doesn't look as pretty.
Exactly. It's such a weird business move, and I don't think it's a very smart business move. And I think, and it makes me nervous as a consumer because I have a feeling that they are coming out. This is obviously in October. The PSVR comes out, and I feel like maybe they're like, well, this is a very powerful system. PS4 can't quite hack it, so we need to come out with a better PS4 to run our PSVR. And I feel like I ordered my PSVR being like, all right, I got a PS4, I'm already halfway there, and now I feel like they're going to come out and be like, well, it's going to work better if you have a PlayStation Neo, and I'm like, motherfucker, now I got to buy another $500 system.
And we've already seen that like with Oculus, right? Everybody's like, hey, you got to have a PC to have an Oculus, and you're like, all right, super cool, and then they're like, hey, here's the specs, and you're like, okay,
I don't have that PC.
Nobody owns that PC, right? That thing is like a monster, and you're like, okay, well now if I actually want to use Oculus, I have to do this, and upgrade, and upgrade, and upgrade, and upgrade, and upgrade, and upgrade, and it's going to be the same thing, I feel, for PSVR, where they're like, oh yeah, those graphics just don't quite look the same, and they're going to show us these graphical capabilities, and there's reason, and in my belief, that developers could actually put less emphasis on one version or another. So they could either bypass doing a 4.5 version altogether, and just be like, hey, here's the same game we're going to make. We're not doing 2 dev teams. Or,
and which would be the smart move,
they can make the prettiest game possible, right? They can try and be like the Crysis in terms of like PC world, where they try and make the highest performing, most beautifully graphical game with the best frame rates you've ever seen. And just
all those polygons.
Yeah, and it's going to destroy Xbox One. It's going to destroy even its own family in PS4. But we're not going to be able to play it without playing this weird downgraded version that's going to feel like we're playing the Gears of War beta.
Shots fired. Yeah, and totally, it's such a bizarre move because as a consumer, which you are, you have a certain budget amount for your hobbies, and if you've already bought a PlayStation 4, which many of you have, it's
the top selling system.
It's the top selling system, so most of you have a PlayStation 4 if you're a gamer, and I feel like you're all going to be very upset if they come out and be like, oh, but here's a little bit better version. I feel like it would have been a much better business move if they would have just held off on these things for another couple of years and just been like, here's the PlayStation 5, and maybe improved upon these, because as we mentioned in a couple other videos with these modular incremental releases, while it could be cool in some senses, this is probably not the best way to do it.
Most definitely. I agree with you completely, because these tiny changes along the way, they're not showing us anything that's overwhelming. They're not like forcing us to give them their dollar. This might actually play into that. And for the devs, guys, it's already an uphill battle, right? Like, who is putting out a game lately that doesn't have issues? They're putting out all of these games that have all these bugs, or the online doesn't work, and it feels like we've taken a gigantic step backward in terms of the quality of what we're receiving. So now we're actually implementing something that's much more difficult for the devs to design on. What's that product going to look like when it comes out? They've got 2 different teams. The 4.5 team is getting all these bugs. The 4 team is getting different bugs. And it's going to feel like just a really disjointed piece of crap when you get it. Because you're going to put it into whatever system you own at the time, and it's going to have its own unique issues. And they're going to say like, oh, hey, we'll get to working on your issues when we're done working on the 4.5. Exactly, right?
And you have to also think about the competitive nature. So if you got like Call of Duty, for example, because they've already said that it's going to have better frame rates, better stuff like that on the Neo. So if you've got Call of Duty that comes out on the base model and the Neo model, but the Neo model's got better frame rates, so you
run 90 frames per second,
and you got like a competitive advantage. That will totally turn esports up on its head, because it's like, well, what console do we use? What's banned? What's not banned? This is kind of screw it. We're not going to do Call of Duty at all.
And what's funny is like esports tend to adapt. They just basically say like, okay, this is going to be the tournament standard. They're like, we're going to use PS4 because it's one that most people have, so that's what they'll go with. But the 2 people who are playing at home, one of them could potentially have an advantage because they have a faster machine than the other guy who's playing, right? So that person could actually see things faster than this person, unless they downgrade both versions, thus rendering one of them to be completely useless.
Which just makes it for a crappier game.
Right, so this whole idea is incredibly convoluted. I don't necessarily see a positive side to it yet. And also, we haven't seen a game that's truly pushed a PS4 to its capabilities yet.
Yeah, I feel like they're just buying more chickens before all their eggs have hatched on the original chickens. What do you think about the release date? When do you think that's going to come out? There's rumors that it's coming out this year, and I firmly believe that, because I'm pretty firm on the fact that they're doing this to coincide with the PSVR.
I think it's a 1-2 punch. I really do. I mean, they're going to be like, boom, PlayStation VR. What's that? Your HoloLens isn't out yet? boom, PS 4.5. You don't have an Xbox 1.5. Like, they're going to force Microsoft into a counterpunch situation. So who knows what they're going to develop.
And I think this is where Microsoft will come in the win, because Microsoft will be like, well, yeah, but you're treating your consumers like crap. And everyone's going to be like, well, I'm just going to go buy an Xbox where they're not giving me the runaround, and I'll just wait for Xbox 2.
Yeah.
Or 720 or whatever.
720, yeah. 360.5.
Yeah. They really need to
whatever it may be.
Get some better branding on the next time around, Philly.
But I do think it will come later in the year, because like I said, they're going to try and really throw the KOs.
Yeah, so
Throw these paws
but
like a kitten.
You can guarantee that we'll discuss this more in June when E3 drops, because that's most likely when they're going to announce it.
I predicted the same, but in the meantime, I kind of like know what you guys have to think about the 4 and the 4.5.
Yep. Comments. Let's discuss.
Tweet those guys. Tweet those guys. Tweet
Twitters.
those guys. Comments. Subscribe.
Click that button. Click it.
Share it with a friend.
Click it.
Tell everybody.
Tell your mom. Tell your dad.
Tell
them what's up, Gordy.
your grandpa. What's up? Tell your mama.
No, that's not enthusiastic.
What's up?
Yeah!
Bust out show.
Deuces.